Financial institutions are some of the best places that you can borrow money from. And so today, guys, I want us to be discussing what are the requirements for you to qualify for a loan or a facility with any financial institution in Kenya in 2022. Yeah, because I came to realize most people don't have the knowledge or the know-how. People think banks are for the rich or for a certain class of people, but currently this has been outdated over the time. Banks have customized products that fit all kinds of people, whether you are a small scale business person, when ni mama mboga, ama unauzanga coffee, ama unazungushanga mayai, if you're in SME, whichever business you do, you're a medium size person, uko kwa hardware, uko kwa water business, unalima, banks have come up with products that fit all clientele, all kinds of people, despite which business you're doing, whichever nature of your business or how small or large it is, they have customized products that fit every consumer. So, yes, guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time being here, kindly subscribe. I'll be bringing in more information in regards to financial institutions, especially the banking sector, because this is an area I feel most people hawana knowledge ama hawana info kuhusu, and so they end up maybe in institutions that that really look like they are stealing from them in terms of lending. Unapata watu wengi wanaenda kwa Shylocks or institutions that really charge high interest rates. So maybe some of the reasons why I would advocate one taking a loan with a financial institution. And for financial institution in this matter, I mean institutions that are regulated by a certain body, that is commercial banks, microfinance banks, microfinances, SACCOs. These are institutions that have a regulator. So these are the institutions that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Shylocks here, or institutions that lend money without any procedure, or even guidelines. Yeah, so uh, when it comes to lending, of course, when you're going to borrow from any financial institution, they will be looking at your credit worthiness. Of course, even you, when you're lending your money out to people, you just don't lend out your money to anyone. You want to give your money to someone you're sure they are going to pay back, because saa ile unapea mtu pesa, your prayer is not that watashindwa kulipa ama watashindwa kulipa pesa yako. You also unataka pia kuwasaidia, because let's say someone has borrowed you your 5k na amekuelezea vile ako na shida, hajalipa school fees. Your hope is utampea hiyo pesa, and maybe within a week or within a month they will be able to pay back your money. The same to financial institutions, and most of the time you will hear me talking about banks, because that is basically where I've been working for the last 6 years. But forgive me, financial institutions in general are commercial banks, SACCOs, microfinance banks. Yeah. And so to my to back to what they look at when it comes to lending. We look at 5 C's. We call them the 5 C's of credit. 5 C's of credit, that is character, capacity, capital, collateral, and conditions. But I'll break them down. So the first thing, when you come to a bank and you want to take a loan, no matter how much you want to take, maybe 150, 1 million, 2 million, the first thing I'll ask for, what do you do? So one, you need to have a source of income for you to maybe qualify for a loan with the bank, because most banks are not going to lend money to new businesses. So you must have a source of income. That's why also the first thing they will ask for is also a bank statement, because source of income comes with bank statement, although I'm going to get into details with that. So yeah, source of income, you need to have a business that is already running for you to qualify for a loan with any financial institution. If you have not started a business yet, or you want to become an entrepreneur, you have just finished school, and you're trying out to join business, I will advocate the best thing to do. Maybe borrow funds from your parents, your friends, your close allies. Don't start alone don't start a business with a loan, because with loans you cannot be sure kama hiyo biashara itapik or not. For a startup business, of course, when you're starting a business, you need like 6 months kuipea time. And in those 6 months unapatanga most of the time when you're starting a business lazima ukuwe na rent ya like 3 months. Kama utakuwa na mwajiri ukuwe na at least salary yake ya 3 months. So that's why I wouldn't advocate for one to start a business with a loan. If you have to start small. Anza na ile kidogo uko nayo. If you also want to become an entrepreneur and maybe you don't have capital, maybe you can also look for a job at least to raise, save for you to start whatever you want to do. But don't start alone with a business with a loan. Although I know there are people who started their businesses with loans and they did so well. Yes. Um, Secondly, you also need to have the capacity. In terms of capacity, lazima to assess. That is your bank statement to see how your business has been performing for the last 6 months. That's why when you pop in any bank, whichever, the first thing they will ask for you, una bank. Do you have a bank statement? Where have you been banking? They will ask either for a bank statement for the last 6 months or for the last 1 year, just to see how your business has been performing. This is a clear indication. When we ask for a bank statement, we want to see the credits and the debits. Vile pesa imekuwa ikiingia kila month. There is a way they analyze monthly to see how your business has been doing, how much you qualify. Statements are what that also help bank kujua how much you qualify. Unaweza ingia kwa bank ukuje useme unataka 1 million, but when I look at your statement and how you've been banking for the last 1 year, I can only see maybe you qualify for 200. Na wewe ulikuja ukasema unataka 1 million. So bank statement assist financial institutions to analyze how your business is doing and also to know your ability. To open a bank account, you only need an ID and a KRA pin, just a normal business account. And also, it's good to inquire from your officer what kind of an account you own. Now, nanga sometimes people come to the banking hall complaining, sijui nilifunguliwa account yenye ina charge and all that. Please kindly, when you're opening your account, explain so well, this is what I'm doing. Maybe my business is sio biashara iko na nini mingi, so please give me an account that does not have any ledger fees ama haina monthly maintenance fees. So guys, as much as you don't need a loan, it's good that you have a statement. I don't know how it feels when you open your kapas hapo and you have an ATM card, ka NHIF, ka NSSF, it also gives you a sense of ownership or credit worthiness. I don't know. But at least when you open that account, make sure at least you have an ATM, you have mobile banking, you have, yeah, it also gives you some kind of financial discipline. Unasikianga enyewe, I'm doing something with my life. Sometimes when I open my kapas and I can see like I have 3 debit cards pale, maybe hata ka credit card pale ka swipe. You feel nice as a person. You feel nice. That's why we wake up every morning, because you want to make your life beautiful. You want to be, someday you want to be there. So, yeah, statements is the other thing. Then from there, we also look at character. Character ni pale tunaangalia CRB. How have you paid your previous loans? How have they been performing? So make sure before you go to any bank, your credit history is clean. Najua Wakenya wengi tumekuwa listed for maybe mobile loans or other loans that we have defaulted, but that cannot make any financial institution ikose kukupea loan. If it's listing, almost all of us have been listed. And if you are looking at mtu mwenye hajawahi kuwa listed, I don't know who the financial institutions would lend to. So you find that's why most of the time they will look at, like, if you're going to take a loan, make sure if it's an mshwari ulikuwa umechukua na hujalipa, make sure it's cleared. If it's a loan from another institution that you have not cleared or has underlying arrears, make sure it's also cleared. And also saa ile unakuja kuomba kwa bank, hakikisha pia hujaomba another institution the previous month and then now sasa you want to come and borrow again. Uliomba last month kamita equity, then this month unataka uende family, they'll also look at that. It factors into capacity and ability, because you also don't want to overlend, mtu akuje alemewe kulipa end of that. Then also when you're coming to borrow, make sure at least uko na ka capital pia wewe. You don't come to borrow. I know most people will say nakuja kuomba loan and yet hata mimi mwenyewe hiyo pesa sina. But most institutions, they also require you to have own your own contribution, because it also commits you to that loan. Kuna institutions ukienda, you will be told you have to deposit this kind of money, this amount of money for you to get a certain amount of money. Maybe if you want 1 million, they will tell you you have to contribute like 30%. It also commits you to that. I don't know how it would feel if you just walked into a bank and you got 1 million or 2 million. Unapatanga pia wewe kuna vile unalegeza kamba, lakini umeenda mahali and you've been told you have to contribute this amount of money or this type of collateral. Of course, kuna vile pia wewe you're also indebted to the same, because you don't want to lose your contribution. Then the other thing you need to know is about collateral. Any financial institution that you go, hakuna vile wanapeana unsecured facilities ama loan yenye haina ka security. Security, they comes in terms of chattels. When you talk about chattels, hizi ni vitu kama za nyumba, or that is households ama business stocks. All those are based as chattels, but most financial institutions will take chattels for small loans, right? 50, 100, 150. But when it comes to big loans, 500, 1 million, 2 million, you need to provide tangible securities. And when we talk about tangible securities, we mean things like vehicles or even title deeds. So you can use chattels for small loans. Kuna institutions zenye zinakubali, pia kuna wale wanakuitisha guarantors, maybe 2, 3, 4, depending with their conditions vile ziko. Then you can also use your logbook, and most financial institutions discount logbooks at 50% of the market value. So if let's say your gari yako, it's valued at 1 million, which means bank can finance you up to 500. And when you're using your logbook, you need to do valuation and car track. You also need to install a tracker. Yeah, and also most financial institutions, they take motor vehicles that are 14 years and below. So kama sahi tuko 2022, most financial institutions zinachukua gari za 208. So from next year, that is 2023, they will be taking vehicles from 209, 2010 kwenda juu. Then the other thing, you can use your title deed or your lease document. If it's a leased property, you can also use them to secure your loan. For title, you need to do a valuation and a legal charge. Huko kwa lands, when you talk about the legal charges, that it's the same like joint registration ya gari. The way when you take a loan with the bank using your vehicle, your logbook inasomanga jina yako na bank. So the same with title, we do something called a legal charge. Something to note, cost zote that are incurred during processing of a loan, apart maybe from the processing fees, it's the client who incurs, kama hizo valuation, kama tracker, legal fees, all those charges are incurred by the client. Then when it comes to conditions, when you take your loans, you need to have your offer letter so that you know at what interest rate you were lended at. In case of default, what would happen. All those things are listed out. You also need to know how much installment, you need to have a loan schedule. You need to know if I'm applying for 500,000, what is the processing fees, how much money will I be left with. All those things are in the conditions. Yeah, that's it for me today, guys. There's so much that we can talk to about loans. If you have a question, please come down on the comment section, ask it. And yeah, guys, will be getting into details when it comes to a topic like lending. It's so wide, it's very wide. I cannot exhaust it today or tomorrow. But of course, more sessions will be coming in. Any area that I feel probably maybe there's a gap, maybe missing information, or there's something people that don't know, I will be here to advise on the same. So that's it for me today. It's going to be a learning session for all of us, including me and you. Of course, over time, I'm also getting to remember one or two things. I'm also keeping myself on toes when it comes to financial matters. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly do for more and more. So that's it for me. Bye.